Well guys, welcome back to Life on Cars. Hope you're all well. And today's job back in the garage is another job on the XK X150 Jaguar. And following on from the theme of lighting, so in our last video we did the headlights, and in this video we're going to concentrate on the rear lights. So we're going to go through the procedure for removing the rear lamps, changing bulbs, etc. So let's get into it, and I hope you enjoy the video. So we're going to start off by having a little discussion about these lamp units. So this one here is the one with the serviceable removable bulb. So you've got the indicator bulb, and you've got a brake and two side lights. These ones, both left and right on the XK, are not serviceable. These are fitted with LED. So this one here is the LED for the fog light, and on the other side it's the LED for the reversing light, and they're not serviceable. So if those LEDs fail, it would be a new unit which would have to be fitted. The other thing that we are going to look at today is how to access the number plate light bulbs. So I think we'll start with those. So these bulbs take a 501 bulb, which is a capless push-in bulb, and access for the bulbs is fairly straightforward. There is a spring-loaded clip which we're going to use a screwdriver to just gently prise to the right, and that should bring the cover off, giving us access to the bulb. I've been meaning to do this for a while on my car, because the bulbs are not blown, but I think they've darkened off, and also I seem to have dead spiders in my rear lamps, as you can see there. I'm presuming he's dead. He's never moved for about 3 months, so I think he's dead. And again, on the left hand side we seem to have the remains of insects in there as well. So let's remove the lenses and see what we've got. Now, because you have to pry against this chrome trim, I've just put a little bit of tape along there, because it's not a brilliant design. You're basically going to be levering against that. So I would recommend you put a little bit of tape along there just to give it a bit of protection, and then it should just pop out with one movement. Let's give it a go. There we are, look. And then I'll just slide down. Oh, it's in a real mess. Look at the state of that, guys. I've also spotted a little bit of corrosion on the bolt, so we'll probably put a bit of grease on that to prevent that getting any worse. So what we're going to do now, actually it doesn't look like we can remove the lens from the holder. So unless when we get it, and we might be able to, let's get it taken off and have a look. So I'm just going to turn this anti-clockwise like that, and then the bulb will come out. There's a bit of burning on the bulb. Look on the holder where it's been getting hot over the years. Do you know, I'm contemplating fitting LED bulbs into these number plate lights, because they run a bit cooler. It's just whether or not it plays havoc with the CAN bus system on the vehicle, which is quite clever at identifying when bulbs are out. The only problem here in the UK, it's getting hold of good quality LED bulbs, which last, I've tried a few over the years, and they last about 3 weeks and then they start flickering. So I might have to do a bit of investigation for you guys, but yeah, it's been getting hot, that, hasn't it, over the years. So yeah, the bulb itself just comes out like this. Pull it, it's called a capless bulb, and you can see it's darkened off with it being in so long. So I think we'll have some new ones in, but whether we go LED, I'm not sure yet. Let's get the other side out then and see if this one is in a similar condition. There we are. Turn that anti-clockwise. Yeah, that one's burnt along the bottom as well, look. And the bulb hole is very dirty. We'll have a look at them on the bench in a minute. If you're wondering why I've got a towel, it's because the tailgate comes up so high, it touches the garage door, so it's just to protect it. I've never had a tailgate that comes up this high. It's huge. So yeah, that's why that's on there. So yeah, I'm going to tackle these rusty bolts here, give them a little bit of a scrape down, and maybe just put some black touch up on those. Give the housings a wipe out. So that's the first job. We'll get that done now. I've decided to remove these nuts because they're only going into a plastic housing and they won't snap. They're, if you're interested, they are 7mm. It does give me the opportunity to give them a bit of a sand the heads down, and then touch them in so they don't drip any paint onto the car. Just going with a bit of silver, guys, what I've found in the garage for these bolts. Alright, there's my cleaned up bolts back in to the number plate carrier, and I've wiped those rusty stains off with a bit of polish. Right, let's get into the cleaning the lamp unit. If you ever need to replace the lamps that are non-serviceable, you can use a trim tool like this one. To remove your two clips from the bottom of this tailgate trim. Remove this grab handle by pulling it down from the back and then forward. That comes out. Then you need to be gently pulling this down. You can see it's held in by spring clips, which will pop out. sometimes they come off like that. That's okay, because you can pop them back in place like that. So don't worry if they fall off. And just gently bring this down. And then it just slots in the back under here, so we just need to slide it forward like that. And then the whole trim will come off. So you can see these clips now all the way around that hold the trim on. You know, I do like to have a look at these original stickers. And we've got another date on here, look. 07th of September 2006. Assembly 69, I think that is. Interesting. Yeah, so what I want to show you is if you ever need to remove these units, there's two nuts on the outside of the tailgate, and then there is one behind this trim that I've removed. It's up there, you can see it there, and then the lamp unit will come out. Do you know what, guys, now I've got that trim off, I am actually tempted to remove these, and you can see why. There's a lot of muck trapped behind these units on both sides. Same on this side, there's a lot of muck from all the years of driving in the rain and muck. It's all trapped up behind those units. So shall I take it off both sides, clean the tailgate? Yes, why not? Let's get them off. Just go careful, because there is a sponge seal that you don't want to rip, and then there is a little connector to remove as well. Just a little lock and tab to press down, and then out it comes. Guys, look at the muck that's got trapped behind here and on the tailgate, look. So kind of glad that I've removed these, because this could lead to corrosion. So we can give this a nice clean off and a bit of polish just to protect the aperture. If you look on these, there is actually a drain hole here which was blocked on mine, and that drain hole
corresponds with this hole here, so actually water can flow all the way through this and out. Now on mine, you can see that because that's been blocked, there's quite a lot of dirt build up along the edge. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to do anything with that, get something in there to clean that up, but that actually has been one of the things that's been annoying me about this every time I clean the car, is this muck along the edge here, which is underneath there, and I don't want to force anything in there as I might crack the lens. But now that it's off, I'm wondering if I can fashion something to go down there and clean out all that muck from the edge of the unit. So let's get the other one off, and then we'll get both of these and both the number plate lights cleaned up. Yeah, so this is the other side, so you can see I've got it off, and the top here is clear. If we turn it over, look at the bottom, it's absolutely blocked with get that to focus. It's absolutely block solid with crud. So yeah, again we've got the same problem where the edge of the light is filthy. There's our expired spider friend living in the number plate light. I think I'm going to have to suck him out with a vacuum cleaner, because these lenses do not come away from the back. So I'm going to clean this up as best I can and put a vacuum cleaner over here, and hopefully it'll suck our little friend out of there. So I've plugged the hole for the bulb with some kitchen roll so that I can get this wet and clean around the bottom of the number plate lights, because I don't really want to get any water in here, although I am tempted to see if I can get a cotton bud and wipe the inside of the glass, because some of the little critters are stuck on the inside. So we might do that with a bit of a cotton bud, but yeah, the rest of it should just wash off for these. Right, so you can see here what I'm trying to do is get rid of all this muck that is accumulated inside that channel down there. And here is the after results on the other light. Absolutely clean using the pipe cleaner technique. Pleased with that. Very pleased with that. You see what I did is I carefully removed the gasket from the back so I could just clean around here. And you may want to just put a plastic bag or something over the electronics of this, because you can't remove that. You don't want to be getting any water in there. So just be very careful that you don't get any water in the electronics of the lamp, the LED. But yeah, it's well worth that, guys, taking that off, and that was very satisfying to get all that muck out of there. Just need to crack on now and get the next one done. Cling film and masking tape just to stop any water splashing onto the electronics while I clean out this cruddy edge. Well guys, that's the edges of both the lamps, lovely and clean, and we've got the number plate lights all nicely cleaned out as well. I'm really pleased with the lamps. They're almost come out looking like brand new. So I just wanted to show you the technique I came up with for cleaning this horribly blocked and dirty edge on the Jag's tail light. So I ended up coming up with these using the pipe cleaners. These are a bit thin, so I ended up putting two together and just twisting the ends. And then I basically soaked all this with soapy water, very liquid, and then I basically poked the pipe cleaner and it will go all the way through and like that. And then we were able to do a bit of a left and a right, and you wouldn't believe how much muck came out of that channel. But now it's absolutely immaculate all the way down. Just like I said, be careful that you don't get any water on the circuit board that has the fog lamp LED and the reversing lamp LEDs. But you can just gently clean all around here. So we just need to pop the gaskets back on now. There's one done, and the next one There we are. Great stuff. So there was a few insects in there that didn't come out, so I just ended up using a cotton bud and just poking it in there and bending it and fishing out the insects. So these are nice and clean as well. Alright, better get these apertures cleaned up with some polish, I think. Let's get the thick off with this rag. And we'll get them polished out, I think. Right, so before we put this back together, we do have a bit of paint that's come off, probably through the vibration over 17 years. With it being sponge mounted, and it's not rigid, it's probably just very slightly been vibrating. So I'm going to touch them in, and while that's drying, I'll show you how this fella comes out. So first things first, there is a plastic rivet that I'm going to remove using my trim tool. It's probably one of the most handiest tools in my toolbox. If you haven't got one of them, I'd recommend you buy one, because they use this type of plastic fixing everywhere now. So that's that off, and then what you'll find is this will pop off, because it's just held on by a couple of spring clips. Now I've been in here before, and you can see I just put a little bit of grease on those trim clips just to help them pop back in place. So I'm going to set that to one side. Then we're going to remove this grill from the inside of the boot. Right, now we can see in the back of the tailgate boot assembly. So what you're looking for is this little fella here, which is a 7mm nut, which we're going to take off using this little spanner. So let's get that wound out. That's what it looks like when you've got it off. So once that one's out, you're now looking for another one that is the same as that, which is there, up underneath. So you have to actually put your hand up for this one to get to it. So we'll get that wound off. So now we've got two off from the back of the lamp unit. And what you might find is it might take a little bit of wangling. Because there's a little stud there that goes into a hole at the back. So it just needs to free itself off from there, and the whole thing comes out. And then obviously you can get to your bulbs. So we have the indicator bulb, which is in there. Then we have a stop tail bulb, which I'm going to change while I'm here because it's looking quite dark. and about ready to burn out. We also have a side light bulb which I'm going to change because that's looking dark, and another side light bulb at the front here, which I'm going to change while I'm here. So I'm going to take all them out, and the only one I'm probably going to leave is the indicator because that looks fine. And while this is out, we'll give the back of the unit a bit of a wipe down and then put it all back together. So I've decided to go with the standard bulbs for the number plate lights after all that. I can't be bothered messing around with LEDs if they end up causing problems on the car, or maybe they go faulty. You just want to get it right. So we're having brand new number plate lights in, and got another set of them because they're the same ones for the tail light, and we've got a new stop tail bulb to go in as well. I'm not bothering this side because I actually did this side when I got the car because there was a side light bulb off, so I changed them all when I got the car. So we're just going to concentrate on the right hand side. So right, we'll get them fitted. Surprising how much these darken off over time. So there's two nice new side lamp bulbs. I did actually find a new amber orange bulb in my toolkit anyway, so just the stop tail bulb to do. There's the nice shiny new stop tail bulb. There we are. So we'll get all them fitted back in. We'll just give the unit a wipe out. Well, I think we're all ready for reassembly, so I'm going to stick you guys on the video now, a bit of a time lapse, and we'll put it all back together in reverse order. So off we go. Well, we're all back together, and yeah, happy days. Look at those lovely clean edges on those lights. It's been worth its while. You know, I was in two minds whether to take these out, but I'm glad I did it now, and you guys got to see how it all comes apart. Just a word of warning with these, please, when you're tightening these up, just nip. So there's two, remember there's one here and there's one here, and then the one underneath the trim. Just literally hand tight on those nuts because they're only plastic and they just need to be nipped enough to pull the sponge gasket down between the light and the tailgate, so don't go mad on them. And then obviously the rest of it just all clips back together. So yeah, got some new bulbs in the driver's side now to match the passenger side, and there's our lovely clean number plate lights without the bugs. The bugs and the spiders have been evicted, and we've got some new bulbs in. So let's just finish off with a few shots with everything lit up.
enjoyed that video today. I was really surprised about the amount of dirt that was behind those lamps that were on the tailgate. So I'm chuffed a bit that I finally got rid of that horrible black stain that was down the edge that was really annoying me every time I washed the car. But not only that, we've got some fresh bulbs in the lamp unit as well, so we know they're good. And we've got the number plate lamps all nice and clean as well. So nice little project. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you did, please give us a like. Better still, give me a subscribe. That would be fantastic. Have a look around the playlists and there might be something else that you find interesting. We have quite a back catalogue building up now. We've got about 60 videos, I believe, in total. So, and still more to come very soon on Life on Cars. So take care and stay safe. See you soon.